Hello, this is not a spring chick, the bikinis are, and I'm laughing because, they talk about ways that you can look younger, they talk about acting younger, but here are some ways that I've discovered are surefire ways to make people think you look younger, because these are some things that younger people do that older people don't do. Well, not always unless you're French, which is chew gum. Because I'll not tell you how many people under the age of probably 25 are chewing gum, even on red carpets.
Well, because if the French think it's cool, and because the French think it's cool, the Americans who never really chewed, it goes back to Marlon Brando in The Wild One when he chewed
like
gum.
You're chewing your cut or something. But somehow they think it looks cool.
It had to do with actors that basically, okay, the Stanislavski method of acting is basically meant to cover your butt when you can't remember the lines. So you do something like an actor that can't remember his lines on a movie set or a TV show chews gum.
Oh, is that what it is?
Because it fills in what they can't remember. Yeah. Also, actors that used to be on drugs and stuff would chew gum because they would have a problem remembering their lines, so they just do that gum chewing and then look at you. It's like the David Caruso sunglasses.
Ah.
Yeah, that's right. That's what that's for.
Another way that people can tell you're younger, actually, we've heard this trend. They talked about this for the consumer electronics, is that typically if you're under the age of 25, you do not wear a watch. Yeah. Now, part of it is like I feel kind of naked without a watch because I just like looking at it. But the reason for that is...
She's not 18.
Oh, yeah.
She fits the mode.
What?
The over 25s wear watches, unders don't.
Oh, that's true. But see, part of it is I like to wear a watch because I can just look down at my watch and see, and then I got all these little gadgets on it. But people under the age of 25 do not see a reason for a single item or single item function or whatever toy.
Well, they have a cell phone that tells time and an iPod or is one of those that tells time.
Right. So what do you need something on your watch for? Although they probably would be ready for those watches that you use for physical fitness.
Yep. That'll
tell you your heart rate and all that, because then it's got a multi-use function. But typically, if somebody is wearing a watch, they're over the age of 25. Oh, and Monte's protest.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? That was her little pause walking away.
No, she still has no television on. She's coming back in, hoping.
Coming back around?
Hoping. She is hoping. She's basically standing by her mommy. Where is my damn television set? So she's...
Now, what does that have to... Oh,
yeah, I know. Appealing to mommy isn't going to get your set on because your mommy forgot to turn it on in order to get it charged up.
It'll just have to take...
She's now looking, where is my TV?
Okay. I'm working on it.
I know, and she is really unhappy.
Remember we told you Monte is our chair dog? She decides she's going to come whenever she's going to come.
Yeah.
And she decides when she comes like hammer, can you tell?
Yeah.
Okay, can we ask you some questions then?
No. I want my television set.
Oh, is that what you want? You want your... Okay, we're waiting.
No, Monty's waited a week to get her... She's got her... Okay, Monty has a... Let's put it this way. In the other end of this room, Monty has her travel kennel, which is open to the front, and she's got her doghouse. And she basically watches the financials.
Monty has several spots in this room. You have your dog bed, you have your under the table, and you have your kennel, don't you?
Yeah, but
all in here.
She is really miffed about that fact that there is no, I can't go any lower in this room because the camera won't go lower.
Monty watches the financial news.
She really does watch the financial news. Every time I come over, she comes over, and basically the one thing she wants is for me to go turn her television set on so she can watch the financials. Well,
I know. You wish we could film outside because, yeah, I know, because you like to be on. Yeah, I know you want to be on camera too. Oh, I love you. I love you. Yes.
So
yes.
She's really uppity about that TV not being on, folks.
Okay, we have to work on. Can we finish? Okay.
She said, if I don't have my TV, you're not going to finish, and we can't because it's got. It has to adjust itself. So
it just takes time, sweet one. Yeah, your TV will be on and then you can watch your channel.
Well, I know, but she said the financials will all be over. Monty will tell you that. I have waited patiently like a good little lady for a week.
Oh.
And Monty has to keep track of the high price of kibble.
Oh. Yes, you know how to steal a spotlight, don't you?
I know.
Was I talking too much, Monty?
No, she just wants her damn TV set to run. And I can't do anything about it. It needed to run. When your mommy brought it home, she needed to turn it on and just let it set till it adjusted.
Okay, so I didn't realize that. I thought it would not take as long.
No, because what happened was, too, is that Time Warner changed their menu section. And this basically has to have the whole thing done.
Well, because part of it is we had the cable and the box was flicking on, and apparently they decided that they did not want to use that cable box anymore, so instead, I don't know, they might have sent out a notice, but...
They didn't.
But they probably, it's just like the cable box stops working. And then you call in, and they tell you they're no longer supporting it and request that you exchange it.
Yeah, I changed it. But what she did was she forgot that this stuff... well, she doesn't pay... what happened was Time Warner a week ago changed its menu section of how things are done. And this box has to be totally programmed for the new thing. So, I mean, it can take hours for this to happen because it did when on... I have Time Warner cable too, and when they did it the other night, I had a nice black screen for about 4 hours as they were changing everything.
But as you can tell, this is in a room where we don't typically watch TV. Otherwise, it would have been changed immediately.
Well, the only thing is that the only person that watches television in this room is Monty.
I know. Of course, she's kind of miffed because she didn't get to watch. But she does come and watch TV in the other rooms too occasionally.
Yeah.
But when we're here doing filming, this is what
she sits at the end of the room and watches the financials. Absolutely. She doesn't watch anything else. She parks herself right at the television set and watches the financials. And if there's bad news, she really gets unhappy. Well, she knows the market is massively down today. She heard us talking about it going down. When she heard us talking going down, she came back in. Well, we can tell you this, the reason why, because she was brought up by a Scot.
Uh-huh. And if you think this is really kind of silly, then you are not a pet owner.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to go.
Because remember, this is the www.montebubbles.net.
The Monte Bubbles Network.
Everything is built around Monty. Her face and her picture is on our cards, on the business, and all over the place. So she gets really miffed too. So.
No, it sounds so crazy. So part of it is if, so this applies, because we have it set up in a different room, but if you have a special occasion you need everything ready for, it does you really good to go ahead and set it up ahead of time and do a run-through, which is why, especially bands, you see them doing run-throughs for performances.
Yeah.
But also, if you're working with your computers, it's probably wise to do a run-through because you're checking things like Wi-Fi connections.
Yeah.
I won't tell you how many different very important press conferences we've been to where they couldn't get the Wi-Fi like they needed to.
And then they don't like when they hate Windows. Windows never works on a presentation. Mm-hmm. It always fails to work. Like we did a thing over for EchoStar. Said we put a $150 million satellite up, and we're having to hand draw pictures to hand people around, show people because the damn Windows doesn't work. Mm-hmm. So.
And it's just not, EchoStar is a pretty large company, and it's not just the small conferences, it's some of the very large press conferences.
Yeah, and they get frustrated.
Like some of the keynote addresses.
Yeah, and then
remember, we saw Yahoo. This is before apps, before apps were in, they were called widgets.
Yeah.
Yahoo, and Leslie Moonves from CBS came out, Yahoo. Tom Cruise was there, Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah, and a lot of Mork from
Robin Williams.
Was there.
Oh yeah, he did Google's presentation.
Yeah,
they had a car that day.
Yeah.
Remember, we saw that car on stage and we thought, this is like a little stunt.
Yeah,
and then we see that being all over the news the last couple weeks.
But they were nothing. Actually, the only thing that really worked that day was the Mission Impossible clip that Tom Cruise had brought by. Yeah. That worked. Nothing else did for it. Yeah. So it was a disaster.
Oh, excuse me, the teaser.
Yeah.
For the movie, because we got to see the teaser before it came out anywhere else.
Yeah, he brought it with him. So, but that's what happens, though. So.
It's always good to do